Heyo! I have a Hufflepuff scarf on, but I don't have a wand. I guess a paintbrush will have to do. Oh. I guess I should have probably taken off the barcode sticker. One moment. Ta-da! Ironically, I've actually already used this paintbrush. I don't know why I never took off the barcode. Oh well, that's not what we're here for. I'm Jessie, and this channel is JessPeachee. Thanks for tuning in. And today, I wanted to announce that I am going to be participating for the first time this year's 2020 Magical Readathon that is hosted by the Book Roast here on YouTube. Links will be provided down below. And this is my first year participating, but this is the third year that the Magical Readathon has taken place. So that's exciting. I get to join in all the fun. Woohoo! I am actually right-handed, so there we go. Now the readathon has two parts. It has the owls now in spring and then the newts in the fall. So right now is the owls, and what this readathon is about, you pick a career within the magical Harry Potter world, and then you have these reading prompts based on that career, based on the classes you should be taking in Hogwarts. And each class has a prompt that you follow in this readathon. This readathon lasts until the end of April, and it's exciting. There's all kinds of cool career paths. There's orologist, I think that's how you pronounce it. There's a mind healer, there's an auror, there's a Hogwarts professor, and such. I actually picked one of the most mundane careers, I think, and that is graphic design, because that's the only career I could see myself actually going to, since it's the one that most closely resembles the career I want in real life. So I went that route. And it also benefits that it's one of the careers that has the least amount of prompts. And I'm not a fast reader, so I don't know if I could be reading 7 to 8 books in a whole month. We could certainly try, but I don't really feel like failing. Anyways, here is the description for graphic designer. The magical community is known for their extremely short attention span, rumored to be a generational effect on modern witches and wizards originating from the spontaneous street duels that were very prevalent in the 5th century community. One of the most sought-out professionals are those talented in graphic design. Almost every business of magical curiosities will need to hire a team of highly talented graphic designers for marketing of their magical goods. Main focus is on creating a layout that draws attention of the passerbys to the display window, carrying that attention towards the product and implementing graphic elements to show a story of what the product does, how it can be of benefit, and why exactly do these passerbys need it in their lives. That honestly sounds like something out in the real world that I'd like to apply to one day. So this spring, the classes I would need to take and the owls I would need to pass are Ancient Runes, Charms, History of Magic, and Transfiguration. So for Ancient Runes, the prompt was to read a book with either a heart on the cover or a heart in the title. Perusing the books that I own and perusing the books that are on my Kindle Cloud, there wasn't many options to choose from, or at least not obvious options like Heart of Thorns or something. I don't have, like, there's no such book in my collection, unread or otherwise. So it was a little difficult, but then I remembered that I recently picked up a certain sequel to a book I previously read in March, and that is Kingdom Hearts 2 Volume 2. This is the second book in the manga adaptation of Kingdom Hearts 2, the video game. I mentioned this in my March wrap-up. So yes, this is what I will be reading for the Ancient Runes prompt, and I'm really excited. It should fly by very fast. It looks like there's some Sora in here, not just Roxas. My sad fangirl heart can't take it. The next prompt is Charms. So for Charms, the charm is Lumos Maxima, and that is telling us that we must read a book with a white cover. And for that one, I'm still a little on the fence about which book I want to read for that one. It's either going to be Brave by Rose McGowan, which is her memoir / distaste for the movie industry and the sexism involved and the exploitation of women's bodies. I listened to a little bit as a preview, but I hadn't yet read it yet. So I'm hoping to get this book on Overdrive and be able to listen to it as well if I decide that that is the book I want to go for. The other book I have to potentially read for the Charms prompt is A World Without You by Beth Revis. Beth is the author of the science fiction young adult series across the universe. I've never read Shades of Earth. I should probably get to that. But anyways, I digress. This is another novel by her. I don't know much about it. It follows a 17-year-old boy named Beau who is suffering from some mental struggles. He thinks he has superpowers and the ability to travel through time, and I honestly, until a few hours ago, thought that that was the same, but it may or may not be more in his head. And so this is a book I've had on my shelves for a while. I think I picked it up at OWLS a couple years back, and I have been meaning to read this, and perhaps now is the perfect time. So we shall see which book I pick up. And then the next prompt for me is History of Magic, and this must feature witches and wizards. Now, until last night, I was actually still on the fence about which book to read. At first, my instinct was to read this ebook, The Dragon's Secret, which is by Catherine Sparrow. It is the sequel to a book I had previously written last year, The Magician's Mistake. Heyo, this is Editing Jessie, and so the book I am referring to at this point, The Dragon's Secret, it was retitled in 2017 and given a whole new cover. It's now called The Demon's Hunger. I don't like the title as well, but I definitely like the cover better. This is the cover of the book that I will eventually be reading. Whether or not I read it during this readathon, we shall see about that. These ebooks, they follow Morgan Le Fay in the modern world, and she is running a magic shop with her apprentice, who is, I believe, human. She's happily running the shop, and then these two strangers walk in, needing their assistance because they're being hunted. One of them is a little bit mysteriously, like, familiar to Morgan, and then later in the first book we find out more details about that. This is the sequel, so I don't want to give much away, but I was thinking about reading that. However, fate would decide I was supposed to read something else, and I was on overdrive again looking at any of the ebooks that are available, and I saw that another ebook for a physical book that I own, have not read yet, was available, and so I kind of jumped on that because I told myself, hey, you can listen to the audiobook while you draw, or while you knit, while you do something more productive than just exclusively reading. And the book I have chosen for my History of Magic prompt is Lamp Black Wolf Grey by Paula Braxton. So I've already read some of this since midnight. I'm on page 80, and it is pretty good. I thought it was just about one protagonist, but it seems to actually have this split up where it's about this one girl, Laura, who's in modern day Wales, moving with her husband from London to this Welsh country, rural area. But as it turns out, it follows Laura, but it also follows Meg, right? But it also follows Megan in medieval times. And Merlin is featured in this, and Merlin is the wizard among wizards, so of course I am choosing to read this. There's Merlin posters and pillows and everything around me, so obvious choice. And besides, the other book I was going to read was also featuring Morgan Le Fay. So can you guys tell that I like Arthurian legend and Merlin a lot? I don't know. Is it obvious? But yes, that is what I'm reading for History of Magic. I'm quite enjoying it. Sometimes I do lose track of what's going on, and then I get confused on, are we in Megan's time or Laura's time? But yeah, I am enjoying it, and I hope to read more. Hopefully I'll finish this by the end of the month, right? Also, I have to return the audiobook in 12 days, so here's hoping I finish it by then. I actually need to go and grab the book that I was going to read for my next prompt. So the last prompt for my OWLS is Transfiguration, and that is to read a book that features shape-shifting, a book or a series that features shape-shifting, and the book I've chosen is Foxfire by Karen Kinsey. This is about a character whose mother is a kitsune, who is a shape-shifting Japanese fox spirit, And I read another book in this series called Other, which was about another shapeshifter. I don't think it was a kitsune, but I can't remember. It's been a long time. Miss Kinsey was kind enough to sending a few readers signed copies of her books. And I had requested Foxfire because I loved Other. I read Other from the library, and she did sign and personalize it. To Jessie, have a foxy read, Karen Kinsey. So yes, I think it's high time I finally get around to reading this. And yeah, that was everything I plan on reading. Like I said, I'm already in the middle of Lamp Black and Wolf Grey, and I hope to get to the rest of these shortly. But for now, I hope you have a lovely morning, a lovely evening, or a lovely afternoon, whenever or wherever you're watching this. And I hope to see you later. Bye for now. Knox.